Hey everyone, it's Kathy, and you're back here in my craft room once again with all my mess that's behind me and all my mess that's beside me. But you know what? When we craft, we get messy, and I have been crafting. So I'm so glad y'all are here today, and welcome in. Let me look and see who all's here. So Diane's here. Hey Diane, good to see you. Margie, always faithful Margie. And of course Jennifer. Everybody give Jennifer a shout out for always being here, always being so faithful to help us with our live. Phyllis is in the house. Randy Esposito is in the house. Carmina, hey girl, how are you? Oh, I've got some of my favorite people today, and I'm so glad. Hopefully some more come in and we can all have fun together. So I'm pretty sure Marlene will be here. She usually texts me if she's not. So we'll just we'll chit chat just for a few minutes. I do want to tell you one thing, and I did put it on my blog, so some of you may have seen it. I also posted the blog post on Facebook so that y'all would see it, but they're having the bonus days again. And if you're familiar with Stamping Up, starting in July, on July 6th, and that's when the new online exclusives, they're going to add a whole bunch of new stuff. I think a lot of it's going to be Christmas. I have been able to preview, so I do have I have 2 items that is going to be on the online exclusive. They didn't open it up to us like they normally do for a large amount of stuff that we could pre-order, but nevertheless, I'm excited about the 6th of July. They've got the cutest little punch that's like the little pickup truck that everybody loves, and I'm sure there's going to be a stamp set to go with that. I feel positive there will be. So that truck is going to sell out fast. So if it's something that you want, contact me between now and then, and I will show you how to get to the online exclusives. I may even do a little quick video explaining how to get there. But anyway, with all that being said, we are going to work on a really cute project today, and I have like a prototype of it, and this is not my design. I cased this, which y'all know what case means, copy and share everything. So Lisa Curcio made this card, and I saw it, and this is what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? But I wanted to do something a little different, and I did do something different here. I put the Irresistible Bloom and one of the sentiments from the and I love that font. That font really, that speaks to me. But I thought it was such a cute card, but I wanted to do it with maybe a little bit different flair. Hers had a picture, the Lemonade, the So Refreshing stamp set, and I just thought it was a cute layout, and I wanted to bring it to y'all. So I hope that you will enjoy it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get y'all down to my desktop, craft table. Here we go. I'm not going to put my face in it because I want the whole area to be where you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move my mouse over out of the way, and it'll take a minute for it to transition down. And let's see. Hey Tina. Marlene, hey girl. I just talking about you a while ago. Was your ears burning? Thank you so much for your order. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to everyone that participated in my stamp sale, my retired stamp sale. I sold quite a few of my stamps. That's not to say I don't still have probably 1, 2, 3, 4 bins or better, and I still have all of my Christmas stamps. I'm waiting until I see the catalog for that will come out in September for all of you. Us demonstrators will get a sneak peek at it on the 27th, I think. I wrote that date down, but I've stuck it somewhere here on my desk. And, you know, God be the only one that knows exactly where it's at, but I will find it. Anyway, oh gosh, I lost my whole train of thought. Oh, we'll get to see it, I think July the 27th, I believe is the date, of the 24th, something like that. So once I see that catalog and I can pull any of my items that have come back, I'll pull those so I won't have to purchase them again. Then I'm going to take all of my retired items from previous Christmas catalogs, and I will put those up on sale. So be on the lookout. About the 1st of August, I'll have that sale going on for y'all. And the bonus, let me explain what the bonus is. I know some of you don't like for me to talk for a long time, but I need to do this while I've got it fresh in my mind. Bonus Days starts July the 6th, and it runs through the end of July. My dog just heard a truck go down the road, so please, Toby. Anyway, it will run through the end of July. During that sales period, for every $50 that you spend in my online store, you will receive a coupon that you will get an email for in August. So in August, from August the 1st to August the 31st, you can spend those coupons on Stampin' Up! Products. So it's like you're getting $5 back for every $50 you spend. And then you can turn around and buy some other stuff that you wanted that you didn't buy the first time. You have to use your coupons in the month of August. You also, they're unlimited. You can earn as many as you want and redeem them all at one time. So it's not like you can only take one off per order or anything like that. It is a free-for-all, so you can earn as many and then you can spend them all at one time. All right, with all that being said, now let's get to my stamping. I'm gonna feature this Time Together stamp set, and the only thing I'm gonna use out of here is this little flower right here, that pretty banner, and probably Time to Celebrate Happy Birthday, because that will fit in that banner, and I think it'll be really, really cute. So that's what we're going to use out of that. We're also going to use the dies. This does come in a bundle, so you know anytime you bundle, you're going to save 10%. And what is a bundle? It's a stamp and dies, or a stamp and a punch. In this case, it's a stamp and die. And I have my dies already laid out. I left them on top of my little magnetic sheet, and believe it or not, the magnet does hold through this. I mean, I won't say they won't shake off, but I can turn it like that and they don't fall off, so that's a good thing. All right, I'm talking too fast. Let me show you. Here is the stamp set and dies on page 74 in your catalog. And I think when you first see it, you just see the hourglass and you probably think, I don't think so. But you've got the sand, you got the little stream of sand, you've got it where it's pouring from up here down into the bottom. Beautiful sentiments in this one. And I love that banner. And then that little flower is cute too. So it is a really cute little set. So the paper that I'm going to be using today, and I think you've already saw it, is the Countryside Inn. I love that paper, and I know that y'all do too, because I've heard many of you say, oh my word, that paper just really speaks to my heart. And if you are a blue lover, then this paper will definitely speak to you, because it does to me. All right, I tried to get my thing stuck down on my mat so y'all wouldn't see that glare. The glare bothers me sometimes, so I know it does you. So I kind of adhered this to my glass mat with some glue dots. It will come up and it won't damage anything. Here is our new host code for July. So I went ahead and implemented that today, this morning, so that it would be active for July 1st. So if anybody wants to go shopping. All right, so let me explain what we got here. I've got a boho blue 8.5 by 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score that at 4.25 in just a minute. I've got a 4 by 5.25 inch piece for my inside. All of these measurements will be on the blog after the video, so don't worry about trying to write anything down. I got a scrap piece that we're going to do some stamping on, and this is the sheet of paper that I chose for this card. If you notice, it looks like you've got two different colors of paper. In actuality, it's the back side. So when you cut these little rectangles and fold that back, you're going to see whatever's on the back of that paper. That's what's going to frame that little triangle. I just thought that was such a cute little layout. So what you're going to need off of this is you need to cut you a 2-inch strip. And then after you cut that, you're going to turn it and you're going to cut it at 2 5/8. And you're going to need 4 pieces of it, because we got 4 corners. So here are my 4. I've already went ahead and cut them because I wanted to have them done. So I'm going to move this piece out of my way. And this is going to be the tricky part. The only tricky part to this card is getting Okay, you know, Jennifer told me I should have gotten Bella a chicky stick before I started, and I didn't because she had ate some cheese right before that, and I went ahead and I thought I'd be okay. Give me a sec. Go get it. Here, Toby. Chicky stick. I let them out right before I go live because I want to make sure that they're taken care of, so when I do my live I don't get interrupted, but they're like children, so I get interrupted. All right, what you're going to want to do with these pieces, you want to pick 2 of them that's going to be your top, and you want to pick 2 of them that's going to be your bottom. This is where the tricky part comes in. You're going to need to do an angle here. So we're going to do a 1/2 inch right there. Now this one is going to fold up this way, so we need a 1/2 inch there. I'm going to use my grid paper to give me that 1/2 inch. This is the best way to do it. And on this, I know that this is going to be a card that's going to come to somebody because somebody will win this card. But I think I'm going to put a dot with my Stampin' Right marker, my black one, because with this floral paper it's almost impossible to see. So I'm going to hold that down very still. This is the trickiest part of the card. If you get past this, you've got it licked. And I'm going to try to draw a PDF, I mean not a PDF, on my PDF I'm going to try to draw a diagram showing this. So it'll show you exactly with it laid out like this, where your 1/2 inches on each side where you need to mark it. So there's a 1/2 inch because that's a 1/4 and that's a 1/4. So I'm going to put a little dot right there. Can y'all see that little dot? Focus, focus. Come on. There we go. So my little dot's right there, so I can see it. So I know that that's going to fold from here over to this line, and we're going to need to make sure it's up straight. So on this one, it needs to be over on this side. So I'm going to line this up just like I did the other, making sure y'all can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to come over and I'm going to put a dot right there. I just want to make sure I can see that dot. So there's my dot on that one. So what I'm going to do before I go any further is I'm going to go ahead and fold these 2 so I don't get confused. I know this one's going to go this way. And this is what helps me keep it straight. If I lay it out like this, I don't get confused. So I'm going to fold that, and what you want is where that 1/2 inch dot was, you want to make sure your peak goes to there, and you want to make sure everything is lined up on that 1/2 inch all the way up as best you can. So once you get that in place, then just take your finger and crease that down. Then you can bring in your bone folder and really give it a good crease. So that one's done. Now we need to do this one. So I can see my dot right there. So now we're folding in this direction. And I wanted to try to make this as simple as I possibly could for everybody to be able to understand exactly how to do that. So that looks like a good 1/2 inch right there. That looks really good. So I'm going to press it right there. And I'm going to make sure that that stays right there while I press that down. And look how pretty that navy is on the Night of Navy on the back side. And see, when that comes together, it should peak right there together, just like that. Perfect. So now on this one, it's going to be a little bit different because we need to fold from the top over. So we're going to measure right here on this one. So what I'm going to do is line it up again, and on that 1/2 inch over, I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to make myself a little line, a little dot or a line or whatever you need. That one's a little bit bigger, but we cover it so you're not going to see it. So that's the good thing. Now on this one, it needs to be over here. So I'm going to line it up. I've got it lined up right there. There's my 1/2 inch, and I'm going to make my line. So I put my little cap back on my Stampin' Right marker. So now I can go ahead and fold this one over to here. I'm going to turn it around this way because for me, my fingers, it's easier to fold it, but I know I'm going in the right direction, and that's the main thing. Push that down like that, and that to there, and then use your bone folder. Well, I like to finger fold first, and then use your bone folder. And now we can turn that back around and it matches up right with that. Now we're going to do this one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn this one around because if I've got it right here, I can better gauge my straight up 1/2 inch. So I'm going to press that down, give it a finger press, and now the question is, and what you want to do when you put them together, they should meet up just like that and just like this. Voila! We did it! And isn't that cute? And you're using 4 little strips of paper, 4 little rectangles of paper to make this. And you could get bukus out of 1 sheet of this with cutting the 2-inch strips. And you can get 4 out of 1 strip with a little teeny piece left over. I guess the piece is about like that. I had one laying on my desk, but I might have thrown it in back in the scraps. I'm not sure where it went. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to lay these over here to the side, and I'm keeping them in the orientation that they belong. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Jeanette, how are you? Welcome in. If I miss anybody when y'all come in, please forgive me. Rita, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. So I'm scrolling down really quick just to kind of see who's here. So I never ever want to leave anyone out. I want y'all to know that. So if I do, that's why I have Jennifer there. So hopefully Jennifer is the one that will welcome y'all in while I am busy doing this. So I've got my Simply Scored scoring tool, better known as a scoreboard. Stampin' Up! Likes to call it a scoring tool, but we all know this is a scoreboard. And I'm going to lay this 8.5 by 5.5 inch cardstock. This is a 1/2 sheet, and I'm going to score that at 4 1/4. Now, a secret to this: do y'all ever have trouble with your stylus jumping the track? If you do, I have a secret. I bet you're scoring like this. Never hold it up high. Bring the bottom edge of it down as close as you can to your paper, and bring it down just like that. The closer to your paper you are with the whole line of your stylus, the less chance you're going to get of it jumping the track. I hate it when mine jumps the track. So now I'm going to turn that over so that little mountain edge is facing up, and then I'm going to fold that over, and I'm going to go ahead and crease it down right here in on my scoring tool. So there is our card base. I love this because we have this little place right here that just pops in. And if you're in need of a scoreboard, I highly recommend this. We also have some little tabs that I keep up here. And these are markers. So if you know that you fold all the time at 4 1/4, well, that's been popped out and I'm having difficulty getting it back in. That's okay. I got it, y'all. I got it. I got it. Just like that. You get these little spacers with this one. And I love this because like 4 1/4 is where I do most of my scoring. So you can put that in, and that way you don't have to sit and look for the measurement. You know it's right there. So, but I have a tendency of mine getting knocked around because I sit it over sideways on stuff. So I usually keep mine in here. But if I'm doing something that's repetitious where I got to score and score, like when I start to do my Christmas cards this year, it'll be like that. I'll definitely be using that. All right. So now that we got this done, I'm going to use liquid glue, and I'll tell you why. I like to have some liquid glue that lets me have a little tiny bit of wiggle room on here. So now the next challenge is getting these on here as even as you possibly can. Now you want a little bit of a border, you know, in between. You don't have to butt them right together unless you want to. I mean, it would be easy to butt them, but I like to put a little bit of distance between them and a little bit over here. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm just going to put glue right about here, something like that. And then I'm going to lay this down. I'm looking at my borders. I want to keep about 1/8 of an inch border, top and bottom. And then when I'm satisfied with that, I'll just press that all down. Now leave that little flap up for right now. We're going to decide what we're going to do with that in a minute. So now we need to put this one down. So I'm going to do the same thing. So this is going to be very repetitious because all we're doing is gluing paper to cardstock. So just bear with me. And I'm using very little glue because I don't want to wet the paper. It looks like I'm really putting a lot on there, but in actuality it's just a tiny bit. So I'm going to line it up so that it looks even there first. And then I'm going to set everything else down. And that looks pretty good. I like to go back over my area with my bone folder, especially when I use glue, and just press everything out. That kind of pushes the glue out to the edges so you don't get any lift edges. And if you do get a lift edge, like I can see right there, I got one, I'll just go back in there like that, put another little tab of glue down, and we're good to go. So now we're coming down to here. And we're going to glue each one of these down and try to keep that same border all the way around. So that can be a little bit of a challenge, but you know what? I had fun doing it. I thought it was a lot of fun. So here we go. We're going to put, my glue does not want to play today. Let me see if I can poke it a little bit and see what's going on in there. I think what I need to do is I need to take my top to the sink. Oh, I can't get that back in that one. I took one pin out and I can't get it back in. Oh my word. Maybe I can if I set that one down. Maybe I just need to use this one. There it went. I got some little bottles of glue I use up there. I bought several of those when I did a class because I wanted to you know, I wanted everybody to have a little bottle of glue so everybody could work on their cards at the same time. So sometimes I do grab those and use them, but just get a nice little amount of glue all over this. And now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to pay attention to where we're going with that up there first, and then tack it down. And it looks like that one's over this way a little bit more. Oh, come on. This is why when I do this, I prefer liquid glue. Liquid glue gives me that wiggle room where I can pick it up. And that looks pretty good. Now I can go ahead and adhere that down. And you can see where that bone folder really does help when you're putting that down. It just really irons out the glue. I know that's kind of sounds strange to say you're ironing glue, but we basically are. So now we're going to put this like that. Oh, my glue's working better. Y'all see that? It's starting to come out like it's supposed to. That's what I was looking for. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come down here, make sure that is right about there. I'm lining it up to the top of that one. And there is our cardstock, or our designer series paper, all adhered down. And we got this beautiful little framelit. Isn't that cute? Are y'all liking that? Oh, I know, Randy, it's aggravating when that happens. A lot of times I have to just take the top completely off of this, and see, it does build up glue in there. So what I do is I'll take it to the sink, and I've got a really big pin, and I'll push it, not big, a long pin, and I'll push it through and wash this whole thing out with hot water. And then I'll set it up and let it drain and dry really good. And I just take a piece of saran wrap or cling and put on this. So Margie, you're liking the card. Great. And Randy likes it. Everybody's liking my card. I love it. All right, the next thing we're going to do, remember I told you we were going to use that little flower out of there. So let me put my pen back in. Somebody was screaming at me and said, put your pen back in. I know you are. But I wasn't listening. I'm going to take an alcohol wipe and just wipe that tip off and hope that that's going to help as well. And I also like to take my alcohol wipes and clean off that pin that goes into my glue. And see where I burped it, it's starting to come out the top. So let's see. Let's undo it. Sometimes our glue can be a bit of just a bit of a mess, but that's okay. I absolutely love this glue, and most of you that know me know what kind of glue I use, and I'm not going to say. Yeah, you have to do that every so often, Margie. So, okay, I'm going to set that glue back over there because I know I'll be reaching for it in a minute. I'm going to stamp these, but I'm going to be doing some alcohol marker coloring. I've got my markers right over there behind my tablet. So I'm going to use Memento for this, and I'm going to stamp off 2 of these flowers. I think they're so cute, and when you color them, I've got 2 over here that I did. I'll show you what they'll look like. That's what they look like. But I figured y'all wanted to watch me color, so everybody always says, oh, please do. I love to watch you color. So I'm going to stamp that down right there. Beautiful. Probably should have got my foam pad, but you know what? It looks like it's doing fine without it, so I'm going to give it a good press. Both of those look really good. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Scrub out just for a minute if y'all will indulge me. Nope, wrong way. I have a wash side and a dry side. So this is my wash side. This side's wet because I spray it with the stamp cleaner or I spray it with water. And if I need to reactivate it, I just squirt a little water on it. Oh, you're going to keep my secret. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate that so much. All right, I'm going to grab out my markers, and I've got just 5 markers. I have my Old Olive, light and dark, and my Boho Blue, light and dark. And those are the only 2 colors that I used on my stamp. I mean, on my stamped image. And I got the color lifter in case I go out of the line. So you just never know whether I'm going to stay in the line or go. You know, I like to go outside the box every now and then, and sometimes I go outside the line on my coloring. Oh. Yeah, people say that it's relaxing, but I don't know. Sometimes I enjoy watching it, and sometimes I don't. I'm starting out with my light Boho Blue, and all I want to do here is just lay down some color. I'm not trying to do anything fancy. I just need some color on this flower. And again, I absolutely adore the color coordination that we have with Stampin' Up. You can't find that anywhere else. You know, when I get ready to go and look for, like, here's my card, you can easily see that Night of Navy, white, and Boho Blue are the colors used. And it just makes it so simple for me to coordinate with, you know, whatever I'm doing. So I just love that. So again, I'm just going in circular motions, getting some color down on this flower. Go right in there a little bit more. Go right down there. Sometimes if you've got a really tiny little area, if you'll just take your marker and dot where that area is, you can get it without it bleeding. Because if you've used alcohol markers and you get close to the edge, sometimes that they will kind of, hey April, good to see you. I wasn't sure you was gonna make it. That's my daughter's a best good friend, and she's like a second daughter to me, so she calls me Mama. She's my girl. All 3 of us have a little Bible devotion every morning, and I have enjoyed it so much. It has just been wonderful. So like I said, I'm just coloring in, nothing fancy, just laying down some color, because we're going to come back in with the dark and put a little bit more detail in there where you will see the highs and, you know, the highlights and things like that. So, and I am not a professional colorist by no means. In fact, I think I'm horrible at it. But a lot of times people say your coloring looks so good. It's not me. It's the Stampin' Blend markers. They can make anybody's coloring look good. And you know what? There's something about coloring that takes us back to our childhood. How many times did we sit and color coloring books when we were kids? Coloring books, and I'm going to date myself now. Paper dolls. Oh my goodness, I loved my paper dolls. Yeah, Jennifer just reminded me, it was a tradition with my kids. If anybody got sick and had to go to the doctor, they automatically came home with chicken noodle soup or cream of chicken soup, crackers, ginger ale, coloring book, and crayons. That was just the rule of the land. All right, I'm coming in now with my dark boho blue, and I'm going to add a little definition. So what I'm going to do is where these lines are at, the artist put those in there for a reason. And right here on these little corners that are sticking up, or open, I guess we should say. And then I'm just going to go around the flower with that dark color. You remember outlining with your crayons when you were a kid? You outline your picture. Why did you do it? Because it made it look better. So I'm just going to do that. But the secret is going to be going back in and blending that color into that other color. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. You can already see how you're seeing some highlights and lowlights on that flower. Well, when we go back in, and I'm going to use the brush tip this time, and I'm going to just kind of work that color together. Now, as that dries, that ink's going to lighten a little bit, and you're going to see it's going to get, you're going to have those lowlights and highlights again. Okay, so back in with my dark, dark, and we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're just going to come in here and do some of these little squiggly lines out like that, hit that little edge where the little fold is, and then just circle around. Alright, like that, and then I'm going to do that little number, and then I'm going to come back in with my light, and we're just going to work it in a little bit. And now we're going to do our leaves the same way. I'm going to go in first with my dark, and I'm going to use that little bullet tip because I just want to line where these lines are at on my leaf. This goes really fast, just like that. And we'll do the same thing over here. Now the leaves are really simple because I'm just going to go back in with my light old olive, and I'm just going to, anywhere there's an empty spot, I'm just going to fill it in with this. I tried to find out yesterday what time the online exclusives are going to be live, and I have not been able to find out. I'm thinking after midnight Mountain Time on the 6th, so I would say 2 a.m. for us, but I don't know about y'all, but I'm not going to sit up till 2 a.m. to place an order. So hopefully my little truck punch will be there when I go in the next day. We'll hope for that. Oh, and I just dropped a piece of cardstock. Okay, let me move that over there. And now I want to stamp. I wonder if I got room to stamp that on this. I think I do. So I'm going to stamp this little banner. I think I can get it right there. And I think I'm going to do that in the boho blue because I'm going to stamp my message either in the black or in Night of Navy. I might do Night of Navy. You know, I don't know. I don't want that to interfere. I'm going to grab another scrap of cardstock just because I don't want to interfere with that piece. And I've got plenty of scraps over here. Oh no, I do. So that's shimmer. That's not white. That was the shimmer white. We didn't need that. We need regular white cardstock. There's a piece where I did my chicken. Look, I did a little spot there to see if that was the right color when I was coloring him. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to cut this off. I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors, and I'm going to whack this off right like that. I'm doing it for two reasons. I don't need the chicken hanging out on the end of that or the opening where the chicken was. And I want it to go just like that. So I'm going to grab another block. Stampin' Up! Has a size of block for every stamp that they carry. In fact, beside the stamp set, it'll usually tell you what block they recommend. So let me grab my boho blue. And we're going to ink this up. And this is a really juicy ink pad because it's a new one. One of our new ink colors. I love that boho blue. I think it's so pretty. Ah! I knew it wasn't going to ink right there. The back side of that looks like it's gone through the thing. So let me get another piece of paper. That will work. I'm going to get my pad and put under it this time and see if that makes a difference. That's my... Oh my goodness. Jennifer just informed me that y'all talking about my soothing voice. I didn't know I had a soothing voice, but thank you. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. You know, I have turned videos on and would hear someone with a grating voice that made it feel like fingernails on the chalkboard. And I always hope that I don't sound like that. Yeah, Jennifer was my baby. It was 7 years and 9 years difference between her and my two older ones. My older ones were less than 2 years apart, but then I paused for the cause. That's not perfect. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean this on my Stampin' Scrub. What did I do with it? Here it is. I'm going to actually squirt a little bit of cleaner on it because you do know that sometimes if you have a stamp that doesn't, especially a photopolymer, it's got that layer of chemical that they used on it. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Mist for this one because I really want to cut that off of my stamp. Sometimes I'll take them and rub them against my hand where I have lotion. Alicia, welcome in, honey. I hadn't seen you on here forever. Of course, we've talked. Hopefully we'll talk again later. Oh, your husband has a beautiful voice. My husband's very soft-spoken. When he talks, you have to listen. So I understand that. I think my husband has a really, really nice voice too. All right, let's try this again. Let's see if we clean that stamp up this time. So I'm going to stamp it on my grid paper just to get off any of that cleaner residue. I'm going to grab my piece of paper again. And let's try this one more time. And you know, if you get a bad stamp from Stampin' Up, all you have to do is contact them and they will replace your entire stamp set. They have for me in the past. And oh, it does go this way. Let's ink again. And okay. Let's hope the third time's a charm. So I'm going to give it a good press this time. It's still not perfect. That one's actually better than that one. This is, I might have to call about this particular stamp because it is not doing what I want it to do. And this is the first time I've stamped this. So I'm going to press that down really tight and we're going to try it again. I'm going to get a banner out of here if it kills me. I might end up just die cutting it. But I really wanted it to be stamped. I can see where it's not catching the ink right there, so there might be a bad place in the stamp. That does happen, and not only with Stampin' Up, but any stamps. Sometimes you just get a bad stamp. Yeah, see, it's not catching the paper in that one spot. I'm going to go with that first one, and we're just going to have to go with it because it is what it is. I could do that. Jennifer just suggested me to pull out the Stamparatus and do that. Since we can't buy the Stamparatus anymore, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to invest. I don't need it because I got a Stamparatus, and I've got that other brand of that I won't mention and I refuse to use on my channel. But I'm going to invest in a We Are Memory Keepers press. They have a press out that works almost like the Stamparatus, but it has pegs all the way around it, and you put your plate in the pegs and then mash it down. It looks like it would be the closest to a Stamparatus that we could possibly get. I'm just waiting for my sweet Petunia to sue them and make them take theirs off the market. So I don't know. It's so crazy. People are just, I'm not even gonna go there, y'all. Okay. We're supposed to get really bad storms tonight. I'm changing the subject like crazy. I'm not going to go there because I don't need to get on that bandwagon today. Let's try Stamparatus and see if this makes it work. So we're going to put that right there. And we're going to pick it up. Bring over my ink. There's my dates I was looking for. I told you they were somewhere on my desk. I got dates of things that I need to remember. I will be, by the end of July, if you're not currently getting a catalog from me, let me know, because the mail selector period starts July the 1st through the 31st. And, boy, I put some ink down on that. Let's see how that works. See, it's still missing right up here. It's like it's not taking the ink right there. I got a bad stamp, y'all. That's all I can say. Yeah, it's just a bad stamp. I'm gonna call Stampin' Up after my live and let them know that I've got a bad stamp and that I was doing a live and it malfunctioned. So hopefully they will do something about that. We will hope. What I may do is just cut the banner out because I've got a die to cut it out with. I'm going to set this over here and I'll clean that up a little bit later. That was disappointing. I hate it when something like that happens. And what did I do with the other one? What did I do with the other one? Yeah, I might be able to do that, but I don't think I've got, let's see. I got alcohol markers. I don't know how straight I could... Where'd I put them? Oh, they're right here in front of me, y'all. Ah, I'm just a hot mess today. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if how good my drawing would be to do that. Does that look bad? Hey, Vivian, welcome in. I am so glad I got so many people here today. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, y'all. That helps my algorithms, and it helps YouTube say, hey, people like what she's doing. We need to push it out there a little bit more. Do y'all think that looks too bad? I'm going to die cut it and see what it looks like. If I don't like it, we're just going to die cut it out of a piece of paper and be done with it. I think we've fiddled with this long enough. I'm going to put a little post-it flag over top of that, and then let's get my little flowers. We're going to have to run these through twice since we only have the one die for this. So I'm getting it lined up, and I need another flag. So let's pull out, I'm just going to bring out my big boy. I know this is going to take up the whole screen, but y'all just bear with me. Looping up my big boy because he is my tried and true. And we're going to lay this in here like that, and this like that. That way I can cut two at once and crank it through. Alright, and we're going to need to go through one more time, so I'm going to lay my plates back up there. And let's pull this one off. Anytime you're pulling sticky off, pull it back at an angle, and that helps alleviate a little bit of it tearing your paper. Sometimes, no matter how careful you are, you will get some tears on your paper when you use any type of adhesive. I need to lay this down so I can get it. I can't hold it up in the air and get it straight where I'm getting a good cut on it. So I'm going to do it like that. And let's pull this one over here. Let's see what our banner looks like. So we had so much trouble with it. I think I can live with that. What do y'all think? Hey Jennifer, good to see you. I think that, do y'all think that looks all right? Y'all let me know. If it don't, then we'll do something different. All right, I'm gonna cover that flower up, and now we're gonna go ahead and push this through. All right, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all letting me know that you could live with it, because we're gonna live with it today. I've battled with that banner long enough. I am done with the banner. So if all else failed, I was just gonna cut it out and stamp on it and call it a day. All right, there's our little flower. There's our banner. I got lots of flowers now. I've got the other two that I did, and if those look better, I may use those. We've got 4 flowers, and we've got the banner, and we got our cute little card. I love it. I love it. Now, what I had in mind when I did this card, and like I said, the fold wasn't mine, but what I'm doing is I'm designing what's going in the middle. Since I did kind of steal somebody else's design, I didn't really steal it. I borrowed it. And I did give her credit. So I want to put these flowers down like this. And then I want to stamp my message and have it going across the center like that. I thought that would just be stinking cute. I'm glad y'all aren't telling on me. That just makes my day. You know, I don't need anybody to tell on me. I get in trouble enough without anybody telling on me. I can get in trouble all by myself. If you don't believe me, ask Jennifer. Ask April. They know. Ask Alicia. She knows. Any of y'all that know me well know I can get in trouble. I'm going to use some small Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use those just to put under the tip of these peaks. Just to get them, I want them to be standing up just a tiny bit, but I don't want them to be glued flat, because I want it to have that little bit of dimension there. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate that. So I'm going to put, oh, that one's off center. I just want to put it right on the, see how I'm doing it? Just right there on the very edge. Just enough. I don't want it to show, but I do want it just to kind of hold that edge down. And the mini, you can use the big ones too, but the mini ones are just nice for a little area like this. So I'm going to put that down. And then the last one, bring it over, put that there, and there you go. So now we have those anchored down. I'm going to use a larger dimension, our regular size ones, and I'm going to put one on the back of each of these flowers. I don't think we need over one. And look what I got. I got enough of the things to make another card. I love it. All right, I'm going to take the backers off of these and decide where I want that to lay. And I want it to be down at the bottom with the leaves just barely tucked up on the top of that Night of Navy that's showing. I think that's pretty. And I'm going to do the same thing up here. I want to bring that flower up to the top, as far up as I can get it, just like that. And then I'm going to use mini Stampin' Dimensionals on this, but I want to stamp on it first. So I'm going to use Night of Navy, and hope I don't run into another issue with the stamp set. I've used some of the pieces out of this before. I knew the flower worked perfect, but I never knew that that banner was messed up. And I love that banner, so they got to fix that for me. I can't have that. Y'all hear me, right? Y'all hear me complaining? All right, I'm going to use the sentiment that says, time to celebrate, ... happy birthday. And that's this one right here. Make sure I get it like this. And see how that fits perfect over that banner. Now the question is whether I can stamp it straight over that banner. We'll find out. I'm going to use this stamp block. I'm going to pick it up. And I did get Night of Navy, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I had to double check. Alright, now this is going to be my challenge right here. I'm going to try to line that up right there. And if I get my head in the camera, please just pardon me for a second. I think I'm off. Oh, not bad. Not bad. You know, it's different when you're doing a video because you cannot get over top of it like you wanted to. I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this, but I'm going to double them because I want it to sit up above everything else. So I'm going to do one here. Let me close up this ink pad before I drop something in it or put my hand in it or something worse than that. So put one there. And I want to make sure, I'm going to put enough of dimensionals across the back of this to make sure that it holds. So you can see I'm putting them fairly close together. All right, so now we can go ahead and take off all of these little ditties. And I'm just throwing them over here on my desk. I figure I can vacuum them up or rake them up or scrape them up or whatever. I've got a little mini vac, I'm sure y'all seen those, the little ladybug. Oh, I wanted to put two on there. What was I thinking? Well, I'm glad I thought about that before I took it up. So with the sticky side revealed, I'm just going to lay another dimensional on the back of this because that's just going to help build it up so that it's going to be sitting up in kind of the star of the show, so to speak. Not the star, because you got a lot of stars on this card, and I think it's just gorgeous. So one there. I don't know what happened to me last night, but I went through this probably 5 years ago, and they actually gave me inhalers to use, and I had to go to the doctor's office several times and get breathing treatments, but I had an episode of that last night, and I haven't had it in ages. I don't know if it's coming from the smoke, because even though we're this far south, we are inundated. It is hazy here today, and they said this morning on the news that it's coming from the smoke. I think the smoke has aggravated my breathing, and I was literally almost gasping. So it was not a fun time. But I'm okay this morning. That's the main thing. I love that. Is that not beautiful? Look at that. I love it. Now, it looks totally different. Now, we have a piece of white that we're going to put on the inside. But y'all know I don't stamp on the insides. I just put the white paper in. And whoever gets this card, y'all are card makers as well, or you wouldn't be here watching me. So I figured you can put inside your card whatever you want. I will put a piece of probably the the bubble bath inside this one. But we're going to give both of these cards away. What do y'all think about those? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. I love this design, and it's a little bit of a challenge, but it's not bad. I mean, I really enjoyed making. I'll be making more of these cards because I'm not on my channel, but you know, usually when I show y'all one fold, I don't usually go back to it again. I'm always looking for something new and different. Y'all excuse me for a minute and let me get my little lady. There's my little ladybug, and look what she does. Love it. She just cleans everything up for me, and she's battery operated. She sits right up here on my little spinning tower, and yes, I love both of these cards. I think they're gorgeous. I want to put some gems on them. We haven't done gems, so let's see what we got over here that would be gorgeous. I think this one needs some of these iridescent pearls, and this one, I don't know if I can get away with, no, it's too dark of a green. That won't work. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to do the black dots on this one. I think the black dots will really bring out where I stamped the flower and the greeting. So we're going to use the black dots on this one and these little pearls on the blue one. So I'm doing this. Yeah, the smoke is back again here, and it has been not as bad as it is. Now, Randy, where she lives, I know it's been bad for her because she's in New Jersey. And New Jersey, New York, up that way, they're getting inundated. But I'll be honest with you, this smoke is killing me. It's just, it's causing a lot of problems. We were talking, my dogs had skin irritations, and I've been washing them like twice a week in this very expensive medicated shampoo. And they still are having some problems. Now let's decide where we want to put these. I think I'm gonna put one in each corner. What do y'all think? Or maybe right about there. I like them in the corner. We're gonna do one in each corner, just to dress it up. You know, when I know y'all are gonna get one of my faithful viewers is gonna get this card. So I want it to be as pretty as I can possibly make it, without it being, you know, I don't like gaudy, but I do like beautiful. Who doesn't? Look at that, it's stuck on my finger. Oh, there we go. What do we do without our take your pick tool? I don't even want to know. All right, I'm going to pull in some of the black ones. And if y'all are wondering why I have little blue dots on everything, and some of it has red dots, blue dots means it's in the annual catalog. Red dots mean it's online exclusive. And when the mini catalog comes out, the yellow dot will mean it's the mini catalog. I do that for my own purpose, because I can't keep everything straight if I don't. So I think I'm gonna do this almost the same thing here. I think I'm gonna maybe put one there and one there. Now whoever gets this card is going to see that I misfolded my paper. This was my prototype. So it is, you know, it was like my first child. It was a test run. I always say the first child, they're the little guinea pig child, because, you know, I was a very young mother. I mean, I was 19 years old when Angel was born, my oldest. And you're not equipped at 19 to, but you know what? I did fine. I had a wonderful mother-in-law that Grandma told her she was a gem. And she had 10 living children, and she took me in. She had 8 daughters, but she took me in like I was her own, and I could not have loved her any more than if she was my own mama. Anyway, there's our cards. I love them. I hope you do. And we are ready for the drawing if Jennifer is ready. What did you say, Jennifer? Oh, don't. Jennifer's worried about having the dots and the matte dots and the iridescent pearls. I told her don't worry about it. I'll put those in the PDF. So the item number for those will be on there in case you want some. These iridescent pearls are gorgeous. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful? They're so much prettier than just regular pearls. I love these cards. I think they're so pretty. So she's working on getting the drawing straight, and as soon as she does, we'll draw for the card, and then we will call this a done deal. Hey, it took me almost an hour. That, you know, this was a lot more work. A lot of times if I've got stuff already done, there, she did it anyway. Iridescent pearls. She always likes to stay on top of things for me. She is so good to me. So once she gets everything else done, then we will go ahead and do our drawing. She is ready. All right, the first winner will get to choose which card they want, and then the second winner will get whatever's left over. So when you hear your name called, please let us know which card you want. Kathy Kelly, you are our first winner. Jennifer, if you would type that in for me. Thank you so much. You are the winner, so you get to choose which card you want. Oh, I know, Marlene. That banner just gave me a fit, didn't it? But it's such a cute stamp. I am definitely going to call Stamping Up and let them know I got a bad stamp. So, yay, Kathy Kelly. So, Kathy, which card do you want? The blue one. Okay. And the next winner is... All right, I'm going to write your name right here. And I'm going to stick it on the back. I always take pictures of the cards to put on my blog before I mail them out, so I'll do that after the live. Yes, congratulations. And the second winner is Margie Ryan. Margie, congratulations. So you don't have to pick. You get what's left over, and it's the pink and green. I hope you like it. So good to have y'all here today. I have just been absolutely thrilled with the group that showed up. Now, what did I do with my mouse? What did I do? I need my mouse. Oh, it's right here, y'all. There it is. I'm going to transition over so I can see y'all again. Well, I can't see y'all, but y'all can see me. So, here we go. Thank y'all so much for being here today. You have no idea how much it means to me to have y'all here, have this many people on my live. You know, I started out and I was lucky to have 3 or 4, and it has come a long way since then, and I could not be happier. And each and every one of you mean the world to me, and you're in my heart in a very special place. So thank you so much. If y'all would be in prayer for my business. Sales have been down, and I've told y'all over and over, I get it. If you got to put food on your table or buy your medicine or buy craft supplies, I know what your decision's going to be. But I am praying for customers to come, and I believe that they're on the way. So if y'all will pray with me, and with that, right now I am definitely going in the hole, because I buy the stuff to show y'all, but I'm not making a profit back to cover it. And I know there's going to come a time when my husband's going to say, enough, and I don't want that to happen. That's another reason. And this gives me a great platform, not only to meet other people, to connect with all of you, but I enjoy this so much. It is like the best job ever. So I can work from home. I can get up and take care of my puppy dogs and come back. I can sit here while I'm creating and I can nibble on some snacks. I can go get me something to drink. I don't have to punch a time clock. I can work late at night. I can work early in the morning. I can let it meet my schedule. So that's the best thing about this. So anyway, God bless and keep you, and thank you once again so much for being here. And as I always say in closing, let everything, every word that crosses your mouth, and every action that comes from your being, let it bring honor and glory to our Savior. And if it doesn't, don't say it and don't do it. I love you guys so much, and until next time, God bless and keep you. I love you. Bye.